Morning, everyone. Welcome to this week's Thursday Express Meditation. Um, where we're going to continue on the compassion, loving kindness, bodhicitta topic. Um, it's a deep topic. I think until I met Buddhism, um, I didn't really understand what compassion was. And Buddhism has a very skillful way of how you kind of start looking at vocabulary and understanding the deep meaning of words. Um, and I'm pretty sure if I was fluent in Tibetan, then I'd probably learned that compassion has even a deeper meaning in Tibetan than we have in English or other languages. So, um, but we try with the tools that we have. So just yeah, so we can start, but getting into a comfortable position, making sure that our body's comfortable. It doesn't become a distraction during a meditation. And it seems like the uh, our base is really important. It's kind of like the foundation when you're building a building, building a house. If our base is strong and comfortable, then everything on top of it has the opportunity to follow. But if our base isn't comfortable and solid and grounded, then it's going to be difficult. So if you're sitting in a chair, making sure that we can feel the sitting bones sitting in the chair and not sitting back too far, but rather sitting more forward, and having the feet flat on the ground, palms on the knees, perhaps. And if you're sitting on uh, the floor or cushion, then sitting cross-legged in whatever fashion suits you, but also feeling these sitting bones, yes, kind of grounding through the cushion. And then upon this solid foundation, have a straight back, or as straight as possible. There's references saying that the spine should be as straight as an arrow. And then going up the back, releasing any tension. The arms gently hanging to the side of the body. Not too tight, but just to have a little space, a little airflow between the body and the arms. And then the straight back or straight spine continues all the way up through the neck, through the crown of our heads. And sometimes it feels like there's a lot of weight. The back, the neck, the shoulders, everything's carried. So you can imagine that just at the crown of your head, there's a string tied to it, and that string is gently pulled up to the ceiling. And just imagining this, you can feel this little pull. It makes the body, the neck, the shoulders, that everything can become just lighter somehow. And then we relax our eyes. There's no tension, our face, our jaw, our neck, shoulders, and bring our attention to our breath. So we can watch the breath as it enters and leaves our nostrils, right at the tip of the nose. So maybe we're a little sleepy in the morning, and this this technique increases the alertness. So we just observe this air flowing just at the tip of the nose, the sensation of air in the inhale, filling the entire body, and then the release in the exhale as the wind passes the tip of the nose. So we'll just watch this breath right at the tip of the nose just for about a minute. And then we bring to mind our motivation. Why are we working on our minds? Why are we meditating, coming together? And ultimately, it's to become enlightened, to become Buddhas, to become beneficial to all sentient beings. But it's a slow step-by-step process, and sometimes seems so far away. So maybe in this meditation session today, we're just trying to increase this compassion in our heart to increase the loving kindness for others. So it becomes spontaneous. It's not something that we have to try to try to love a person that we don't like, or have compassion for someone that we're angry with, to get past that, right? To become loving and compassionate instantly, spontaneously, without thought. It just, uh, you see suffering, and then automatically, instantly, compassion arises. So that's our aspiration, our motivation. So the compassion and loving kindness mm, is almost inherent. It's just coming so quickly. It's effortless. So when we meditate on compassion, um, it helps maybe to start with loving kindness, because the loving kindness and the compassion, they're linked. They're kind of a system, or that work together. So when we develop one, the other develops as well. So this loving kindness, or maybe some people call it love, um, it's this wish that all beings are endowed with happiness. So the wish that everyone is happy. And then when we have this wish, right, this love for other beings, and we want them to be happy, then naturally this brings about the wish that they be free of suffering. And that's the compassion part. So you can see how this developing love helps the compassion, in the same way that compassion, wishing that others do not suffer, it also brings in return, this wish that they're happy, that not only do others not suffer, but they're happy. So these two perspectives support each other. So we should practice the meditations in sequence. First, remembering the kindness of all sentient beings, and then to notice the miserable situation, and then developing loving kindness, the wish to see them happy. and then developing compassion, the wish to uh, see them free of the suffering. So it's kind of like this generation of creating this mind of love, and then the mind of compassion, and then the mind of love, and then the mind of compassion to build this strength. So then it becomes effortless. And this practicing them uh, one after the other, it really strengthens this mind until um, it generates this superior intention, or I think it's also called special intention. So this superior intention, it arises in our mind when the power of loving kindness and compassion builds up. It's like heat that's coming from burning gas can warm up the water and then bring it to boil. And this superior intention is the thought. So this is the thought. It's saying by myself, without asking for any help of any other sentient being, I, me, I will free all sentient beings from suffering and establish them in the state of happiness, which is the perfect, complete enlightenment. So this is the superior intention. It's this attitude. It's his mind that no one else is going to do it. I'm going to do it. So we can just take a moment and work with this, right? So we can think of someone in our life that we love, that we wish them to be happy, that we have a good relationship with them. It's a positive relationship. And you would do anything to make them happy. And when you think about this person, then there's warmth in the heart. There's not aversion arising, right? You're not fearing the person. You're not wishing you didn't meet them and see them on the street and you cross the street and go to the other side. No, it's this pure love and just wanting them to be happy. So this is the feeling or the experience or the thought or the mind that we want to produce for every single being in existence. everyone in our neighborhood, in our city, in our country, in the world, all of the animals, all of the insects, and then all the living beings within the universe. So I'm just emitting or emitting love in all directions, straight from my heart. And then we can do the same with compassion, right? So we can think about someone that's close that we know that is suffering. Maybe they're physically sick, mentally sick, um, just going through a difficult time, or maybe it's a pet, or maybe it's a whole group of people that are um, in a war torn situation. And then this, just thinking about these people in these situations, the compassion arises in the heart, the wish that they not suffer, that they be free from the suffering. And when we develop this and we have this compassionate heart from a real example in our lives, then we can expand it to, you know, everyone around us, the people that we meet every day, to the town we live in, all the way across all the continents of the world, into every being within the universe. And we're just sending out that compassion to all of them. And so then, you know, based on this loving kindness and based on compassion, then we have this superior intention that arises, and it's with this we can generate bodhicitta. So it's on the basis of this superior intention that the bodhicitta, which is the thought of enlightenment, this arises. So this thought of enlightenment arises. So when one has the strong determination to establish um, all beings in enlightenment by oneself, when this thought is there, one is still aware that in reality, one lacks the ability to do it. And on this consideration, one realizes that one would have the ability, if one attained a state that is endowed with all the qualities and the powers and completely free of any fault or obstruction. So this is the state that one wishes to reach in order to help all the uh, sentient beings effectively. Because in Buddhahood, one really can help all the sentient beings completely effectively. Because when one's a Buddha, even uh, a part of one's speech or one's mind or one light ray that's emanating from one's body is is able to benefit sentient beings. And when we see this bodhicitta, the mm, bodhicitta is beginning in our mind. Because right now it's kind of theoretical. But when we see, ah, when I'm a Buddha, then I can benefit. I can benefit infinite sentient beings. And it's at this point when this bodhicitta mind is is beginning and becomes quite firm, then it's useful to understand what the qualities of the Buddha are, which are described at length in the texts of the Buddha. So step by step, developing loving kindness, compassion, special intention, bodhicitta, and then the enlightenment follows quickly. And so we can dedicate all the merits that we generated during this meditation, especially dedicating to our hard work of developing love and compassion for everyone without any discrimination. And we dedicate the males, the sentient beings, all our friends, our family, everyone that we can see and cannot see. May they be happy. May they not suffer. And may I, by myself alone, free them of suffering and endow them with happiness. And until that has happened, may this merit not diminish and not expire, but remain strong until the day all beings are freed from suffering of samsara.
Thanks. This was lovely, Jeff. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. It's so good to see so many people.